Okay, hello everybody. My name is Isabel, and I'm the tech trainer for the Eastern Public Library. And thank you for being here for Excel Online number 4. So we're gonna be doing some editing on the sheets, worksheets, and we're gonna be doing some filtering and sorting, and maybe something extra if we have time. You can use the chat in Zoom, or you can do the Slack if you have Slack. And I have placed the handout also on Slack and on the Zoom chat. So you can follow along on using the class handout here. And you're going to find here a link. If you haven't joined our Slack channel, please do so. It's very fun, and it gives you more feedback and also ways to communicate with me if you have any other question, like on a Saturday or a Monday. So you can click here and it'll take you. And there is also other information here, how to start your Excel Online account if you don't have any. So it'll take you there. And so right now we're going to start first signing up into your Excel Online. And if you have Excel Online, great. If you have a desktop, great. But I'm going to be showing the Excel Online because it's free. And so everybody can do this class. So the first thing I would like you to do is there is on the handout. Also, I wanted to let you know with this Zoom link, I cannot send links. There is a lot of things going on with Microsoft servers and some other emails. So they are they're either blocking my emails that have hyperlinks, those web links like the Zoom link or any other link. So I cannot send them. So that creates a difficulty because if I send them, then some people won't get my email, and some will get, but I don't know who got what. So I'm not adding the links. So that's why if you have access to Slack, you can always go to Slack and find all the information. It's listed here on the classes. But you may have noticed that I haven't been putting the links even for Zoom because it'll either send my email to the junk folder of everybody's emails or some emails, or it'll block. Like there is the system will think there is a virus, so you wouldn't even know that I was trying to send you an email. So that's why I'm trying to come up with creative ways to send the information, and also and everybody has the information. So if you go here if you have this handout, all the information you need for this class is in the handout. You have the bottom, I have placed the recording. So the recording will be available right after the class. So you can click here on this link here on the handout and find the exact location of all the recording class. So they are in YouTube, and also you can go to East Brunswick Public Library YouTube, and you're gonna find there is a playlist for Microsoft, and you're gonna Microsoft Excel, and you're gonna find all the video. So I apologize that some of you are not getting the links. That makes it so convenient, but it's because it's been a lot of issues with email servers and people don't get my emails. So we find out that is a lot of hyperlinks until Microsoft and other services figured out that that's not a virus. I'm not going to be sending a lot of links. So if you don't get a Zoom a link, let me know, and I know that to resend it to you in some way. Okay, so And I apologize, and the Zoom link, I had to switch Zoom accounts, and I forgot I had to switch Zoom accounts today. I knew I had yesterday, but I didn't know today. So I sent the regular account that I usually use, and some of you got it, and then I resend it. You notice I sent it like correction, use this one. So that was going on. A little bit of mental hiccup today. So if you go again, if you just join, please go to the chat uh, or the or Slack to find the Excel Online handout, and you can, if you have it open on your computer, go ahead and bookmark it. You can go and bookmark it, and then tomorrow when you need it, it's there. Okay, so in the next thing we're gonna do is we need to download this file. We used that file last week, so you might have it already. So that you already know how you have already loaded up in your Excel. You don't have to download it again. But if you are new to this class and you weren't here last week, you might want to download this file. So this file, you click here and you're gonna see it's gonna go to your download folder. In my computer, it's a download folder. In your computer, it might be slightly different. It might go to another place, but most of the time it'll go into the download folder in your computers. And then you're gonna you're gonna open your Excel Online. If you have Excel on the desktop, if you own it, you can just double click on that and it'll open. If you have Excel Online, you have to upload it. So you open your Excel Online and then you're gonna upload it right here. So you're gonna see here, there is an upload arrow, and then you upload it and put it on the Excel Online cloud. Okay, so once you do that, you should be good and you don't have to worry about it. So once you do that, you open it, and there it is. These are the sample file we're gonna be using today as a practice, and you can just click that off, and then you're gonna see a couple, you might remember those from last week, and if not, we're gonna have a couple sheets here that we're gonna be operating and working on. Okay, any questions? Okay, so the first thing we're gonna do is, well, make sure you have this file open and that it looks similar to this. And it's the Excel My Budget, and we're gonna see this My Budget sheet, and then there is a payroll, and there is a new car here. And it's gonna be very similar to what I have. Okay, and then after that, we're gonna start managing worksheets. So you can go to the payroll Excel worksheet here, and I'm gonna show you how to hide columns. So when you hide columns, it doesn't mean you are deleting columns, you just hide them from the view. It doesn't mean they disappear. So a lot of people think that, oh, I delete them. No, they're still alive, they still exist. You cannot see them, and they're very helpful because you can also print only what is displayed. So for example, on this long table, you're gonna grab the mouse and you're gonna do the left click on the mouse, and you're gonna select it doesn't mean, just select any column, and then with the same mouse, you're gonna right click, and then there should be an option for hide column. So you're gonna hide the column, and then with the left click, and then the column is hide, and then you might be able to see on my screen there is, when you hide the column, the border, the seam between the two columns, these two columns that are adjacent now, is very thick. And then if you hover over, you might see there is like a room in between. So that means it's hidden, and you can print this. Like if I go here to print, see if it's gonna see, yeah. So you're gonna see that is not gonna print. So the one, see the first name is not showing. So this is very helpful when you don't wanna print the whole table. So it doesn't mean you deleted it, you just hid it for that purpose. And then if you wanna unhide it, you're gonna right click in the adjacent column. So you're gonna right click on the mouse on the adjacent, either on this one, on A or C, and you do adjacent, and then you go to unhide columns. And remember, it's left. It's right click to find the menu, the right click menu, and then you're gonna left click to select unhide. And it should show. Why it's not showing? Because I'm not clicking. Okay, so I have to remember to select those two tables. And the way you select those two tables adjacent is you're gonna use the shift key. So I'm gonna select A, and then I hold the shift key on my keyboard, and I'm gonna click C, and then right click on hide, and it should unhide it. There it is. So again, if you want to, I'm gonna hide C now, just to try it. So I'm gonna select it with the left finger, then the right click, hide. Then I'm gonna select B, hold shift on your keyboard while you click on D, and then let go of the shift, right click, unhide, and it's showing that. Then you can also use the shift key to hide a group of columns. So I can choose C, and then I press shift, and then I can go all the way to I, and I select a group of columns, and then I can do right click, and I can hide. So I hit the whole, all those columns. And again, they are not gone, they're still there. And then I'm gonna unhide it. So I'm gonna go B, hold shift on the keyboard, select J, let go of the shift key, right click, unhide. Okay, so any questions about that? Let me try it and let me see if it works for you. Okay, so I hope it works for you and you are, yeah, so somebody told me it worked. Thank you. So it takes a little bit of ballet with your fingers to do that, especially in the online version, because you have less feature in the online version. So, so that's very helpful if you want to have different versions of the same table. So you can have something like this, and you hide it, and then you can all just print this part and don't have to print all the information that maybe is not useful to you. Okay, so we know how to do that. Then how do we add a new worksheet? So to add a new worksheet, you just go here to this plus all the way to the right here at the bottom, and you just click, and there it is. There is a new sheet. And you can take this sheet and hold your mouse, hold it with your left finger, and you can move it wherever you want, and you can make another one, see, and it'll keep doing sheet 2, sheet 3. And if I have here, if I have the here, let me see if it does that. No, so you do sheet 3, sheet 4, and sheet 5. And then if you want to delete it, you just click on the tab and then right click, and you're going to get this section, this menu on your screen, and they have insert, delete, rename, reorder, duplicate, tab, color, hide. You can also hide, but we're going to delete. So it's going to give you a warning. Are you sure you want to delete it? And I'm just say, okay, because it's an empty sheet. I haven't done anything. And then I can also hide it. And then I hide it so it's hidden there. So there is no way to tell if it's hidden. But if you right click here on this empty space on the tab bar right here where you can right click, I have to right click or right click here on the desktop version, you can right click here, but on the online version, you have to right click here on one of the tabs and then click unhide. And then it's gonna give you an option to unhide what? And then you can have several sheets unhide. So I can unhide this one. And then if I wanted to show up, I can just click on hide with a right click. Okay, so cool. I hope you try that and it works for you. The other thing I want to show you, on the let me see if you can see it here. So here on the desktop version, when you hide columns and you hover over this the raw bar here, you're gonna see this cross that is gonna separate, and then you can unhide it on the desktop version, but on the online version, you can do that. So if you have the desktop version, you hover in between the two rows that you can, the two columns you can see, and see if the cursor will change to something like 2 lines, and then you can hold it and drag it and it'll unhide. But on the online version is doesn't give you that option, but it's fine. It's still easy to do. Okay, what about renaming sheets? So you can take this and you right click, and then you get this really useful menu of options, and you can rename it, and you can type there, maybe new car for the summer, and you can type that and it'll fit the text. You can also double click on the tab and then it'll show up. So you can put, you can write there, and you can keep double clicking until you have it the way you want it. You can also color code the sheet. So I can do right click and then I can choose a color, and I have a different color like those binders that people used to have before Excel, where everything was color coded, and you can do that. So I hope it works out for you, and you can also keep changing the colors if you don't like them, and choose more colors here, or just put no color. The colors are useful if you share a document with other people, so you can give everybody knows how to organize it, how to work with it. So you can tell people, oh, yes, it just makes it easier and friendlier if you are sharing with other people, or if you are sharing it, or you have to share it with a client. It just makes it more organized to have a color-coded workbook. So there is a science to it. If you wanna duplicate, so there is a duplicate. So for example, if you do something for example, this new car, there is a lot of calculation here. So maybe you want to do it for another car, and you can right click and then click duplicate, and you're gonna get a duplicate. You see that there is version 1 and version 2, and you can hold it with your mouse and move it. You can also rename it. So maybe this is a new car for next year, and then you can, it's the same one, but maybe you want to change the information here. Maybe you want a car that is more expensive. So all the formulas stay the same. You're just going to change the values. So it saves you time. You can have one that, it works, and then you do a duplicate and just change the values. And there is, I put here more information. If you have a desktop version, there's more things that you can do. So I put here more information for that. So any questions so far? I feel like I flew through this. So if you have any questions, let me know and I can repeat it. Or if you try and it didn't work, let me know too, please. Okay, so we are all preparing for the sorting. So we're gonna do some sorting, and I'm gonna show you how to do the sorting. So sorting is, our Excel gives you a way to sort your data that you have in columns, either A to Z or Z to A, or you might have a custom sort. Most of the time, we just have a descending or ascending alphabetical order. So to do that, you're going to choose a row, a cell underneath the heading. And the thing with the sorting, you're going to see here, I'm going to put here this yellow, so you notice something. So this Melanie has a rec number of 2770. That rec number has to stay with her. So that means all this information is tied to Melanie Bowers. So when I sort, that information is to travel with her. So I'm gonna sort this alphabetically. So I'm going to go here before, this is the header. So I'm gonna click the cell underneath the header. Then I'm gonna find here on the home tab where it says sorting. It's not showing here, but it should show. So if it's not showing here, I think it's because it's too big. I made the zoom of my browser too big, but it should show here too. Or sometimes no. So you're gonna click here, and if it's not showing here the sort, I cannot see it here, but it usually shows up here. You're gonna go to the data. Right here, you're gonna find data, and you're gonna see here this sort ascending and sort descending. So you're gonna do, so we want alphabetically, so we want to A to Z. So you just click here and you're gonna see what happened. So do you see that this whole row that has Melanie Bowers information travel with her? So when you sort, there is not only you're sorting this column B, you have to keep the integrity of the table. You cannot move this by itself and leave everything the same, because then you will break the data. You will break the integrity of your data. So that's why Excel is gonna, when sort, everything is gonna move, and that's what you want. Because if you want this to move by itself, then you're gonna lose all the information that you have tied up to this employee. and then you'll have to redo it. So that's why it does that. So it's very smart that Excel figured that out. So we can also try to do Z to A. So we can do descending, and it goes back from, we put Melanie at the top because she has an M. You can also go and try the last name. So I invite you to try the last name and see if it works for you. So you can do also the ascending. So now you have alphabetically on the last name, but the first name stays, follows the sequence of the last name. Okay, so did you all try it? Did it work out? And you can do it with numbers. You can do it with dates. So for example, date of hire, I can do that too. So it all figured out with dates, numbers, and text. So you can do here money. You can do this. Who earns the most money? So you can also try that. So you just click underneath the header and it'll do that for you. Okay, so try it to do that and see if it works for you. The other way we can do this is by applying filters. Filters will give you more flexibility and more choice. So in filters, you can choose maybe you just want a certain time part of the data to show. So for filter, it's very easy. You're gonna click below the headers anywhere. It doesn't matter where. It's gonna put the filter on all of the columns. And then this one, it shows on the data, the data tab. And you're gonna click this funnel. So there is a funnel on the sort and filter. And you just click that funnel. And then you're gonna see this caret or upside down arrows. And when you do that, you can choose what part of the data is gonna show. So for example, maybe I want to see only the product marketer. So I'm gonna modify this table so only the product marketers will show on the table, nobody else. So this is like hiding, like we were doing with the hiding the columns. The data is not disappearing, but it's still there. So you're gonna click the arrow and you're gonna choose what you want. So you, for now, there is a lot of options here. So just click filter and just click on this, uncheck the select all, and let's check only the product marketer and check the product marketer and click OK. And I just put just mine because some people, I guess, are on this website. And now you can see that this table is only showing the information for product marketers. So you can take this data, this one that is only the product marketer, and you can copy. Where is my copy? So you're gonna copy here and you can put it in another document. You can put it in an email or you can put it in another sheet. You can put it in a Word document. You can put it in a PowerPoint. You can do all kind of stuff with it. So There it is. So you don't have to redo this table. You can just choose and pick what you want to see. And then, then if you want this to go, I just click anywhere or escape on the keyboard and it will show up. So you're gonna see, let me make it a little bit bigger so you can see this funnel here is your indication that we're using filters, that we place the filter on the position column. So if you ever get a data that has these carrots here, these upside down arrows, you want to find where the funnel is, and then you can click on the funnel and choose something else. So maybe you want to see everybody, and you just click that. And now you see everybody. But you have to go where the funnel is and then customize it the way you want. And then if you want the filter to go away, just go to the data tab and click filter, and it'll go away. If you want it back, well, you have to click underneath the header. So let's pick up something else. And then you can click on the carrot, filter, and then maybe you just choose couple people. I want only 3 people to show up. So now this is only 3 people that I chose. And I'll go back to the funnel. So if you see the funnel here, and maybe I can make it ascending. So it'll filter too. So you have a couple options there. And there are other ways, so let's try the other options. You can also clear the filter here. You can try another filter. So maybe you want something more elaborate. So maybe you want something like, for example, I'm going to choose here with the hourly rate. So there is a number filter. So maybe you want something greater than 7. So it's only showing greater than 7, the hourly rate greater than 7. Or maybe you want something greater than 15. And so that's also, you can do that. And when you're done, you can just unselect the filter and it goes away. The other thing I want to show you with the hiding, sometimes you will get from a colleague or somebody is gonna tell you, oh, I send you an Excel worksheet, can you fill out January? And you go here, you open it, and you're like, there is no January. So why I have to do January if it's not there? Well, you're gonna notice that the columns are hidden, and this happens to a lot of people at the office, because you're gonna see the letters. So the letters jump from A to I. So there are some columns missing, and they are not missing, they are just hidden. So you can go and unhide them. And when you unhide them, then you see, oh, my colleague didn't tell me that I have to unhide it, but they don't need to tell me because I know how to do this. Same thing, you can do unhide rows. So you can select, and you just select, it's like with the mouse, it's easier to do rows than columns with the mouse. And then you can hide the rows. And there it is, you can hide rows too. And you're gonna also see on the columns, on the rows, you're gonna see the number jump from 6 to 14. So there that there is a problem there. That no, it's not a problem, but there is something hidden there. So you can unhide them. Okay. So they're just a couple tricks that you might find while you work on Excel. So try to do custom filters and see how it works for you. I don't know why. Oh, temporary view. So you can experiment on your own and look at the all kind of filters you can figure out and which one works for you. Okay, sometimes you're gonna get a table. So this is a table, and you're gonna see here on the formula bar that it's just a table that I type manually or I reuse it with somebody else, but there is no formatting. And as you can see, it's very simple. It doesn't have colors. It doesn't have any style. You see this one and this one, I have set up a style. I actually made a style so I can have these color-coded rows because it helps to look, if you're looking at a table, you can go, your eyes can go from left to right and follow the row. So you can do that, and we're gonna do that. And what you do, you select the table. So you select the table you want to format. We're gonna go here to home, and I'm gonna make this smaller so you can see all the whole menu. So you make sure you select your whole table, including the headers. And you go here on the home tab, you're gonna here on the tables group, you're gonna click format as table, and it's gonna be a different colors, different styles. You can see all this. So you can try which one you like. These ones have, the header will be black, and then there is like a gradient. These ones will have, the columns will have borders. Some of these don't have borders. So yes, the best thing is to click, and if you don't like it, you can pick another one. The other thing, the Excel recognizes that there might be a header. So that's why we selected the headers. So it's asking you, my table has a header. If you selected the headers, if your table has a header and you select it, just make sure this, this option here is checked. Click OK. And I need to do something. Sorry, I need to do something here because I was sharing. Okay. I'm gonna just duplicate this because it's just some kind of weird, because I told them not to make the changes because I'm sharing this with all of you. So try it. If that happens, I just make a duplicate and we're back here. So you can choose this one. Make sure you choose my table has headers, click OK. We cannot do this view sheet. Why? So it's, oh no. I'm just gonna copy this and put it in a new sheet. So give me a second. Okay, so now it should work. So now I'm gonna select this. And then now it worked. So as you can see, if you get into a problem with Excel, this is just a sharing issue because I'm sharing this, but you won't have that problem. I hope not. This is just a weird situations going on because I'm using a free, I'm sharing it with all of you in a free account. So there is some restrictions to it. But if you are in a office or if you're working with that in a SharePoint, you won't have that issue. Or if you're working on the desktop, you won't have the issue I just had. So, and if you have it, just do what I just did and don't have to fight with Excel. The best thing is not to fight with technology. Just try to find a way around. It takes too long. So now that we did the format as table, we now have this, see the color change, but let's choose something else. I want something else. So let's try this one and see if it works. So I'm not sure about that. Let's try something else. And there it is. So I like that one better. I think that's a better reading. It has the filters already. So you don't, it comes out the filters, so you can work on the filters as a default. If you don't like the filters, if you want the filters to go, you can just click here and they go away, or just leave them there. So that's how this becomes a table, and there is some other advantage when you have a table formatted in Excel as a table. There are other advantage to it, but at this time it's try to find the best design. So you are telling a story with your data, and your data is presented in a way that can be read easy and it looks good. And so you can try different options and also save you time, because if you do this by hand, if you go and start falling around, you spend all day trying to design this by yourself. So it's much easier to do these pre-designed tables. So the last thing I'm gonna do is the conditional formatting. So I'm just gonna undo this so you all can, so I can start from the beginning. There it is. So the conditional formatting, I can customize it on certain criteria. So I like the conditional, you're gonna see how it makes your data way more visible, and you can draw a story from it. So I'm gonna select with the conditional formatting, you're going to select the data only. So for example, in the gross pay, I'm just gonna, which one I told you, the hourly rate. Hourly rate, I'm just gonna select this data here. So the conditional formatting, well, you can choose just a range of data. You don't have to choose the whole table. So you're gonna choose certain data. So I'm gonna choose the hourly rate. I'm not selecting the header, I'm only selecting the values. Then I'm gonna go here, home, and on the tables group, I'm gonna click conditional formatting, and there's gonna be different options. So I'm just gonna go here to the top 10%. So I want to have a visual display of the 10% earners based on hourly rate. So I'm gonna do here top 10%, and I'm gonna choose the color. So for the top 10, I'm gonna choose blue or green. Green is better. Green, and click OK. And then that tells you a story. It tells you the top 10% earner is right here. So now let's do the bottom 10%. So I'm gonna here conditional formatting, and now I'm gonna do the bottom 10%. And that one I'm gonna do it in red, light red. And so you click that, and then it's gonna show me here 10%. So without even looking at the numbers visually, you can see which one information that is useful to you without having to look too close to the data. So you know right away who are your top 10% earners and top bottom earners. You can also do other things here. So I'm going to choose the gross pay, and I'm going to choose, maybe there are other different ones. So maybe I can put, let's do the gradient. So the gradients is going to tell me a story too. So the gradient is going to tell me visually who is making the most and who is making the less graphically. And there is a lot more to do with this. If we go to my budget, you can go here with the saving. So we can draw a story. We can select here the savings, go to conditional formatting and try icons. So in icons, we can put arrows. So with the arrows, you can easily pick up what is going on, what is the trend on the saving. So the trend is a great growth, and then it take a dive, and then start stable, and then start growing again. So if you're familiar with the way curve works, you can see it in your mind without even making a graph. And we're gonna design graph next week. But this is a very good substitute for graphing. Sometimes graphings have, these kind of icons are better than graphics because it gives you the information right away together with the numbers and the tables. The other option here is another icon. And so you can play around, you can make your own rules too. So you can do the conditional formatting. Oh, here on this one, you can also play around with the conditional formatting here. And you can also create rules. So you can choose, you can create rules. Maybe, where are the rules? I think there are, oh, maybe it's on the, why is not letting me choose rules? In the desktop version, you have more rules. So, but it seems like there is one. Yeah, so on the desktop version, you can make your own rules, but it's here, they're not telling you. So you just have to work with which is a lot. So you can choose data bars, color scales, icons. You can do these are the rules. So you can do greater than or less than, or you can do between. So maybe you can do 250 and 450. And then it's gonna turn those in those. So this is the way you make your own rules. So you can customize it the way you want it. So any questions so far? Okay, so lastly, if you have the desktop, try to come up with the skylines. There is a skyline, the spark lines. They're only available on the Microsoft Excel desktop, and I have a little lesson here, tutorial. It's very simple and it's very useful too. It's similar to what we did here, but the online doesn't have it. So if you are interested, they have a good place there. If you want to register for next class, which is going to be a plotting graph. Click here and put your name on it, and put your email and put your name, and so I can make sure, so that's make sure that